Hey guys, D1sco here. Orange. Yes, he's not dead. He sent me a thing on Discord. It's basically, I know this angle's terrible, but you're gonna have to bear with me. I've spent a bit of time trying to get it set in a better format, and yeah, it's just not possible. Basically, he sent me a thing of from someone. Someone sent on Starva. It's a list of it someone said I was sort of it was a summary of the Q&A, I guess, the Dead by Daylight developers did on Reddit. I didn't even know that they did one anything. Oh god, what did I do? Yeah, I don't know why my format is this, but this is how Discord apparently looks on this. This the one that I want? Yeah, this is the one that I want. Okay. You sent a lot of pictures. Yeah, this is the. Oh my. Why? I'm going. I'm so angry. I'm so annoyed because I've been because I'm trying so hard to just make a video and Discord's making this impossible. But basically, So apparently, this was in June of 2023, which as of recording this, it is still June. It's nearing the end of June though. I've not played any Dead by Daylight in days because I need a break from the bullshit. I, me and Dead by Daylight do not get along well at all, which is why even though I've been wanting to play during the current anniversary event, I haven't played for a few days now because I don't want to rage and I've been wanting to do fun stuff. But yeah, basically you'll notice there's different colored stuff there. Basically, the different colors are Starbucks rating on stuff. So the green heart is that it's a good change. The orange is he doesn't have a strong opinion on it. The red square is of course bad. Um, I'm not gonna let what Starva put on this tier list sort of be my reasoning for anything. I'm gonna come into this with a clear eye. I'm just gonna talk about this and give you my honest opinions. Orange is unable to make a video. He might talk about this too, you never know. But I at least wanted to give my opinions. He's insanely busy, so don't expect him to make a video in a day, few days. But so the first change on here is about my main, Freddy. I'm scared. Okay, so it says Freddy is on the docket for changes. Now I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know what docket means, so let me quickly Google the definition of docket. It says, okay, docket, a list of legal cases to be tried, a list of items to be acted on. So, okay. So basically, Freddy is on the docket for changes. What that basically means is that my main, Freddy, he's on the list of changes to be tried, as I'm assuming what this is supposed to mean in this context. I'm assuming, as Starface, you can see, he put the heart. He thinks this is a good change. As a Freddy main, because I believe Starva is not a Freddy main, unlike me. I know nothing about the old school Freddy, where he had the really cool flaming skulls coming out of his hand. I'm a main of current Freddy, who's super basic. I like that about Freddy, how he's pretty basic and like super easy to understand right now. I'm very intrigued by the update. I will say I've always been someone that as a Freddy main, I want him to get buffed. I would like to see him not be. I would like to see him not be one of the least interesting characters. And I say that as a Freddy main because before his initial change, I thought he was pretty interesting. I mean, I wasn't playing Dead by Daylight back then, but like, I thought it was cool that they gave him the flaming, yeah, that, those like flaming skull things were coming out of his hand. He would like send people into the dream world so he could attack them and stuff. Like, I thought that was really cool. Like, there was genuinely, even I get that there were some problems with Freddy back then, which is why they changed him. But I've always hated his rework, because his rework, well, sure, I do well as the rework Freddy. He's also one of the most boring characters in the entire game. He he came out in 2017, but he honestly feels like a prototype character. No, not a prototype character, but like most of the characters in the game, I would say. Oh my god, I'm going to get an aneurysm. Why can't you just be nice to me? Why do you make my life difficult? But basically, I do agree with Osarba about it being good. I'm just nervous because all it says is Freddy's on the docket for changes. That could mean anything. They could make him worse than he already is. They could do a full-on like heavy rework, which is essentially what they did to nerf him to be one of the worst characters in the entire game, or at least one of the most simple characters in the entire game. He's decent right now. I like him, but I'm very excited for that. Whenever that update happens, expect a video of that PTB of me goofing up as Freddy against boss and just trying him out, giving him my honest opinion. But since there's so little information to go off of, I can't really. All I can do is speculate, which kind of sucks. I'd like to know more about that change because I do like playing Freddy. So we're gonna move on now to the next thing, which is NetEase skins incoming. For those of you that don't know, the NetEase was the like Asian version of mobile Dead by Daylight. That was like, I believe China had NetEase and a few other Asian countries had the NetEase version. And then eventually, not too long ago, they actually changed the global mobile to be NetEase. So we have Sadako and Yoichi on NetEase. They're new characters there. There's a lot of really cool, unique skins that have unique Moris that only happen on the skins for that character. The NetEase Moris are so good, and a lot of them, in my opinion, are better than what we currently have as the Moris, because a lot of the characters were 2016 characters, so their Moris, don't have a whole lot going on. But 4 skins coming soon / next year. So I guess they're gonna add 4 of the NetEase skins to. I'm assuming that means like the console versions and PC. I'm very excited for that because I really do like mobile, and the NetEase skins have always been really cool to me. So I'm very hyped for that change. Okay. So the next thing on here, and this is the first bad thing from Motstarva, is Twins Reworks slated for early 2024. Starva put this as bad, and he also said so late. Honestly, I'm gonna have to agree with him on the so late. I'm assuming the reason why he put bad on that is because of how long it's been. For those of you that don't know, the Twins were released in 2020. They were one of the 2020 characters. 2021, 2022, it's now 2023. 3 years. They haven't gotten touched at all, really, for at least 2 of those years. 2022 and 2023, they never touched Twins. 2021, I don't believe they touched Twins, but I don't know. So you're telling me early 2024, I can't remember when Twins released, but I believe that is not quite 40 years. That is really late. Freddy's been out since 20... Oh my god, I'm gonna have an aneurysm trying to make this video. Please enjoy this video, because I'm suffering trying to get this to work correctly for you guys. I might don't expect me to do it to do videos this way very much from now on because I'm actually struggling to keep it together. But yeah, I do agree that the Twins rework is way too late. It should have come earlier, in my opinion. What was this one? Offering system on the table for changes. That can mean anything. I hope that they don't get rid of blood point offerings. The missed offerings I feel like can stay. The only thing I can think of that this could be referring to is map offerings. Nobody, not nobody, but a lot of people aren't the biggest fans of the map offerings because of the fact that, you know, it's just kind of upset when you see I'll tell you the orange reason for saying map offerings. When Orange sees a map offering, either if he's killer, he's immediately nervous because the fact that a survivor sent him to a map means that they're good, you know, and are probably going to destroy him. And when he's a survivor and his teammates sent him to a map, similar setting. So I agree with Subserver that that's good, honestly. Maps are looking to get touched. So Toba, which I believe is the newest map, Weather Swelling, and the farm is also farm. So those three were directly mentioned. That's good. The issue with Toba, the newest map, is it's too big. It's too not too big. It's too clustered. Sorry, it's not too big. It's too clustered. There's too much random things in the way. Stealth killers really do benefit from that because the map is so clustered that Michael and Ghostface they have plenty to try to hide behind to stalk. Pig has plenty of stuff to crouch behind so she can do her lunge attack. Plenty of like Rafe and Sadako have stuff they can hide behind. But as for everyone else, including the character that came out with this chapter, the Singularity, they don't benefit. They're kind of hindered because it's so clustered that, their power is going to be frequently used. Like, I'm sure Trickster and Huntress are going to be decently challenging because the map is so clustered. There's a lot of stuff that the hatchet or the knives can hit. So I am excited for and then Dwelling and Farm have their share of problems, so I'm very interested in that change. I don't really know. Okay, Killer Designs take. By Killer Designs, do you mean like cosmetics, or do you mean their normal look? I don't really know. A year to get done, so certain things get moved. Starva put this as bad, and Starva said, this is the biggest thing holding DB back, IMO, but well. I don't know what that means. I don't really know what they mean by killer design. I can't really have an opinion on something I don't understand, can I? I don't know if they mean cosmetics, I don't know if they mean killer, I don't know, what exactly they mean. But whatever it is, I hope it ends up being a good thing. I'm not sure why Serva is so against it. Maybe it's the year thing. I don't know. Couldn't tell you because it says game modes are being prototyped, and we've seen a few of these in events. The only thing I could feel like they're talking about we've seen a few of these in events could be how the current anniversary event that I haven't played during yet. I will soon, but I'm getting the longest. I'm trying to get as much of a break from WDO as I can. You know how if you grab the map off, if you grab the mask offering, you need to make sure you have a charge to get the mask, or you can use your charges because they have powers. I'm assuming that's what they mean because all the other events I can think of, they just have like event items like the event firecrackers and stuff, but they're all Dead by Daylight. I mean, all this is Dead by Daylight. The game mode I really want to see, and actually a lot of us really want to see that. Orange as well, and so many other people, is this really cool idea where basically on the home menu you would have killer and survivor, but there would also be a tab for this game mode where it's 2 killers and 8 survivors. I personally, I would prefer that over. I would prefer that over, say, kind of what, but over, say, the game mode being the exact same thing as current Dead by Daylight, which is already rough. But now you have like unique powers, like you can grab certain things on the map or something for powers. Like I would love that, especially depending on like what grabbing, especially depending on like what the items do. I just feel like for me personally, I would prefer something that I would prefer more of a unique take on current Dead by Daylight. But that's just me. Overall, I am excited to see what those game modes will be, because they are still being prototyped, so a lot of stuff could change. So I'm very excited to hear what game modes they have, and I would love to play some of the game modes for the channel, preferably with Orange if it works out. We'll see, because that would be really cool. Then it says the FOV, so they're adding a field of vision slider later this year / early next year. Oh, I'll start with a was nice. Okay, that does sound good. I do like that. Yeah, I'm gonna agree that that's a good change. That's nice. I believe this is the next one that I'm looking for. Yep. Okay, finisher Mori being looked at. My honest opinion on that PTV with the finisher Mori is, while I like the idea of the finisher Mori, there were so many changes like for the finisher Mori system that were just confusing. So I never forced it. Built-in Unbreakable has been scrapped. I don't get that, the Unbreakable change, because current I think it's fair that they want to look at the finisher Mori system. I'm sure the community has, I'm sure they're using community feedback for that, but I'm not sure how to feel about the finisher Mori's being looked at. I guess what I want to say. Built-in Unbreakable sounds nice. I don't know. I thought the idea that they made built-in Unbreakable base kit was good for like slugging and stuff. But if they're scrapping it, there must have been some issue with it or something. So I guess slugging is still going to be a viable option, because that's getting changed. So that kind of sucks. But I can't, again, we can't really comment too much on this because they haven't added anything. Billy update coming next year. That is actually nice. I liked the new Billy changes. I still suck as Billy, but I like the changes that they did for Billy. I felt like they helped him a lot. Obviously, people were pissed when they tried to change his best offerings to the point where they had to revert the change. But another Billy update. That's cool. It doesn't seem like it's going to be anything crazy. I don't think he really needs anything crazy. But a nice simple update that'll be good for him. I'm happy that Billy's getting that update. Honestly, he's got a lot of problems. He could use it. I think more updates the better, just to make sure the characters work as intended and stuff. They're looking to a proper tribute for puppers. I believe that was that outfit that they announced during the live stream for, I forget, I think it was Trapper or something like that. So I guess, or I'm thinking of the wrong skin. I might be thinking the wrong skin. Nothing to comment on specifics for now, but it's being discussed internally and externally, so that's interesting. I don't know if that necessarily means anything for Michael, or not Michael. God, I like that. The wrong part. I don't know if that means anything for Dead by Daylight or just behavior in general. But guess we'll find out. Since Gordier Morties have been brought up again, they're not going too far due to making the game accessible in all regions. That's fair. Starva doesn't have an opinion on it. I would prefer Gordier Morties. A lot of the Morties kind of suck. My least favorite Mori in the entire game is Plague's Mori. I really am not a fan of Plague's Mori. Second only to probably the second least favorite, probably Skull Merchants, because Skull Merchants is pointless. Like she stabs you for the chest with her weapon, the drone scans you, and then you just fall. Like that's kind of basically it. It's not. Those two are by far my least favorites, and then a lot of the 2016 Morays. I mean, Nurse has a pretty fitting one, but like Rafe and Trapper just kind of slash you a lot. I like how Billy and Nurse are probably my preferred ones out of 2016 because, Rafe and Trapper just kind of keep hitting you. Trapper doesn't even use the bear trap or anything. Billy at least chainsaws you, and then Nurse, of course, because Nurse is really into suffocating people. She suffocates you. And then it says Swamp. Okay. My honest opinion on the Swamp is I'm not a big fan of how dark the map is. It's just a very dark map. I've gotten used to it, but like it's still just a very dark map, so it makes doing stuff trickier. It says they're looking to flatten the edges. I think that's good. And remove corner objectives so the gems that spawn in like random corners and the totems and the hatch, as well as go. I wonder if that means hooks as well, because there's just hooks in the corners sometimes. It says as well as go back to concept art. I do like that change, honestly. I feel like that map needs it, so I'm very excited for that. Skull Merchant getting a heavy in all capital letters update. I like that. My honest opinions are PTB Skull Merchant wasn't really a fan. She didn't really have, besides free genning, like she didn't really have much she could do. And then their first sort of tweak for her, the one where they made certain add-ons on base kit and changed the rarity of another add-on, I thought like that was fine. I was happy with those changes. I'll admit she still is not by far not the best. She could definitely use some more changes, but I liked the changes that they gave her. Like I felt like they did a good job picking. God, why does it keep doing this? I'm going to have an aneurysm in this video if it keeps doing this. I'm just saying. I'm getting so annoyed. But yeah, I'm very happy for Skull Merchant getting a heavy update, and I'm very curious what they're going to do for it. It says free genning also getting looked at. Honestly, I'm happy about that. My issue with free genning is depending on the player, their character, and perks, free genning can be impossible. I have had so many. Me and Orange, our most hated free genning killer is Doctor, because if it's Doctor, it's already bad because he can just kind of keep shocking you stuff. But specifically, we're talking about the doctors that have overcharge. It's basically impossible to do any of those free gens because killer can see the aura of all the gens, So you can just keep walking to the gens, shocking them, obviously overcharging the gen if it has progress, and like scare survivors off. And matches will take forever. I get that the reason why server said no clue what they mean by this. Yeah, just as they're just looking at it, and I get why he basically put his no opinion simple. But I personally, I think this is good because free genning, from a survivor standpoint, which is most of the way that I play, which is probably why I get pissed off so much because I hate because survivors do have pretty much all the disadvantages in the game right now. They've had pretty much all the disadvantages since the 40 perk rework. Like they have some advantages, but killers, as long as they know what they're doing, just dominate, just wipe the floor with survivors, and it's kind of annoying. So yeah, from a survivor standpoint, I'm very excited for that because that should make because survivors could use help like that. If I'm being honest, it says Pyramid Head buff. I'm curious. Before I speculate, I'm gonna read the rest of this because I'm intrigued. They wanted to make him better and kind of just went YOLO and throw it out the community for feedback. His add-ons are being looked at. My honest opinion on Pyramid Head was I actually liked the change for his power to work as like, because right now his power is if you want to case somebody, you need him to walk over the trail, whereas in the last PTB they did, it would have been like when you shove your sword into the ground and shoot it shoot it at people. When you do that, that like would have given progress as well. I thought that was fine. I guess people I guess like I don't know if they were better players or what, but they were speculating that like that would just make like camping hooks and stuff like that killers would just have more like weapons for wing playthroughs. My honest opinion though, like he can already do that, just put a trail around certain things, you know what I mean? So like he can already kinda do that. So I don't but changing add-ons is good for the moment, I guess. What the hell? Halloween skins. That could mean anything. By Halloween skins, do they mean like skins for the Halloween event? Do they mean the preferred one, which is two of my favorite characters in the entire game, Michael Myers and Laurie Strode, actually get flipping outfits? I'm happy with the hospital gown and the two weapons for Michael and the really cool outfit for Laurie, not counting the one for buying the chapter. But I just want them to have more because I really like Michael as a character and Laurie, and it's been like 4 years now, 4 or 5 years now since Michael's last update. So they literally like last time they touched him was was years ago, and I believe that was when they made it so he doesn't have a terrace in tier 1, and I think I don't know if it was that update, but one of the updates of his, because he's had very few, like essentially nerfed him because before he could stalk multiple people and get up the tier 3 quicker. God, I will murder. Work, please. I don't understand why it's being so finicky right now. Please like, because I'm losing my mind trying to make this video. Because Discord is just not being nice to me right now. But yeah, I'm very intrigued by what they mean by Halloween skins. Myers update. Oh, thank God. Oh, updates was an S. That means there's going to be Michael Myers updates finally. Oh, thank God. I've been waiting years for one of my mains to get, for this main to get updated. Okay, they're updating 2/3 of my mains. Is there a trapper buff in the works? Because if so, then I'm going to have some fun because all 3 of my characters are getting buffed. And then it says etc. I don't know what they mean by etc. Probably stuff with Lori, maybe. And it says, and then it just says licensing is challenge. It is challenge. Okay, I mean fair. I'm not sure why Ostarva just put indifferent, like no opinion on it, because I'm excited. I honestly thought, I was honestly kind of expecting Ostarva to say that this was a good change, because I've been wanting Halloween skins, assuming they'd be Lori and Michael, for a very long time, and I've been hoping that they would update Michael for a long time as well. So if they are now finally doing that, I'm very happy and very excited for it. And then it says, okay, I can't fully read that, but I'll read what I can right now. It says made for this, which is a perk. I forget. It's a survivor perk, but I forget who it's from. Can't remember right now. It says they have a contingency plan if/when it becomes an issue. Nothing to say now. Starvo put bad on it. Let me do a quick Google search. Dead by Daylight made for this, just so I can tell you about it. Here we go. It is a perk from, it's a perk from the newest character, Gabriel. I forgot that was a perk of his. So this is the one. Okay, so this is the one where. So this is the one where when you go, so it's the one where when you get into the injured state, you gain a 1, 2, or 3% haste while running, and then you gain the endurance status effect for 6, 8, 10 seconds after completing a healing action on another survivor. And then it does not cause exhaustion, but it cannot be used during exhaustion. Honestly, I don't, that perk doesn't sound that broken. I mean, it's only up to a 3% haste boost, and it doesn't last for very long anyways. So I'm not sure. I mean, cool that they have a contingency plan. They have something, they have something ready in case if it ends up being a problem. But I'm not sure. This says more about it. So let's see what Starva put bad. Let's see why he put that. I think they're kind of out of ideas for perks. This doesn't inspire me with confidence. Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with him a little bit. A lot of the perks, for a while now, it's felt like, well, not a while now, but a lot of the perks, there's multiple perks that are similar to one another, and I can see why someone would think that they're running out of ideas. They kind of are. I feel like licensed characters can give them a lot of freedom, and I feel like licensed characters can usually end up being some of the more unique characters in terms of perks. I mean, Sadako, was Merciless Storm, no other character before Merciless Storm, before Sadako was that perk, nobody else had a perk where you would just get, there were perks that blocked gens before Sadako, but Sadako's was the first one where you would have to do, multiple skill checks, and if you fail one, it blocks the gen, and I got shamed once because I suck against that perk, and I got shamed by a Serena, and I'm still upset about that because I did my best. So I don't understand why she shamed me. It was also a friendly match, so it really didn't matter. Honestly, that's one of the hardest perks for me. Overcharge's initial skill check and Oppression's initial skill check are also two of the harder skill checks for me. but the merciless storms like gets faster as you keep going. I've noticed this. Like the first skill check, it's kind of normal speed, but then it just gets faster, and you have to like really be paying attention and stuff. So I tend to suck at it a lot. Red Forest. The reason it didn't get a balance change is lack of resources at the time. What does that mean? So, like, what? All their manpower was going into something else? Okay. Now that they do, Red Forest changed incoming. And then it. So, a Starva put bad, and he said, insane to me that they don't have resources for one of the most important things in the game, which is, of course, maps. Like, changing up maps and stuff. I gotta have to agree with Starva there. That you would think, right? You would think one of the most important elements of this game would have more resources, right? Because in my mind, the most important resources are the characters, right? Killer and Survivor and the map. Perks and stuff are still a key, like, thing in the game. But if you don't have, the map, but the map plays an insane part on the game and characters as well. So if you don't have enough resources to do map changes that like to the point where you have to like we don't get map changes for a while is very concerning to hear. So while I'm excited for the Red Forest change, the fact that there's lack of resources has me kind of worried for the future of the game. Prestige levels being hidden, being highly considered right now. Okay, I agree with Sasaro that that's a good change. It's gotten to the point where prestige levels 1 don't really matter, and 2, because you're just leveling up a character, that doesn't really matter a whole lot. It does, but like it also doesn't. I don't think I'm ever gonna have a prestige 100 character. The closest I have is on PS4, my main account, which I haven't been able to play in forever. I have Freddy to prestige 2. Going to have an aneurysm so quickly. But I have him decently close to the prestige 3, and then of course I got issues. And then I lost PS Plus and haven't been able to get it back, so I just haven't really bothered. So I haven't been able to play the game on there, so I've been playing on this laptop, which is barely functional, so that's fun. But I do think that's a good change. And finally, the last change is killer designs being strictly humanoid. Now that the team is bigger, this isn't as much of... Now that the team is bigger, this isn't as much as a limitation. What? Okay. Are they trying to say that... I'm confused on that wording. Okay, so sounds like the Dead by Daylight team is bigger. That's cool, but because it starts with. So I guess what they're trying to say is they're going to start working on characters that aren't as humanoid looking. That would be amazing because pretty much all the a lot of the characters from 2016, pretty much onward. Characters are pretty humanoid. The only characters I can think of that aren't like super humanoid right now would be, there isn't many of those. Would be probably like, in a way, Demogorgon, but Demogorgon literally in the maps and stuff works like a humanoid character. Yeah, Demogorgon doesn't count. Ignore I said that. He's been turned into basically a humanoid thing to work in the game, I guess. Dredge. I guess it's Dredge. Dredge is probably the only character I can think of that they have the humanoid elements of how they like move around and work, but Dredge is definitely not like a humanoid character. He's definitely not I feel like Dredge is Dredge and in a way the Singularity are kind of the only ones I can honestly think of right now. I was thinking Demogorgon because he's so unique, but the reason why I took that back is because Demogorgon in game he doesn't work like a normal character. He just works like he doesn't like walk around all fours or do anything crazy that distinguishes him from being like a humanoid. He walks on two legs and he's, you know what I mean, like the way he moves and stuff is very humanoid feeling. So I feel like it might just be Dredge and Singularity. So if they're gonna start adding like designs that aren't as humanoid, I'm excited for that for a few reasons. Number one, that means original characters are going to look insanely cool. You know what I mean? Like, we're going to get some insanely cool designs and they're going to work in insanely cool ways. But this also means to me is that licenses could get even more crazier because maybe before, because of the character being strictly humanoid, I'm sure there was a lot of characters that they would want to try to get the license for that they couldn't, that they like were just like, well, this character isn't really humanoid, so we can't really get him to work. So really from both original characters and licenses sort of status, I think we could get a lot of cool characters. I don't know if that it says killer, so unfortunately that doesn't mean we're like survivors. But I'm happy. I think that's a cool change. Okay, we're done here. So before my laptop continues to freak out, I'm just gonna go ahead and do that. I'm not sure why it looks so weird, but yeah, basically my opinion is overall, a lot of it sounds good. A lot of that stuff sounded really cool and good. I'm excited to see what the Myers changes will be. I'm very excited to see what's happening with Freddy. I'm very excited for those map changes. I am excited for the twins change, but I do feel like that came out too late. I'm excited about a lot of other stuff, but again, some of it sounds really bad, and for the bad stuff, I really hope that they either work. I really hope that they continue to work with the community and try to fix those like bad stuff. It would just be nice if they could fix that because I just some of those changes are kind of have me nervous, and some of those things were really like bad sounding. I don't remember if any of them like the whole made for this contingency plan is kind of weird, and the some of the other things were kind of weird. I'm gonna end it here because one I'm beyond done was messing with Discord on here, but most importantly, I talked about all the changes. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share the video, ring the bell, do all the algorithmic garbage. It helps us out a lot and it means a lot to us. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.